Hello, this is Donghyun Kim, and welcome to my third cultural guide video. Aside from the history of names of Seoul City, today I'd like to introduce main features of Popjeon, one of the main buildings of royal palaces from Joseon Dynasty. Because this time's video became much longer than the last one, I divided it into part 1 and part 2. And this would be the part 1, the function and various names of Popjeon. As I said in the last video, there are currently 5 royal palaces inside Seoul or Hanyang. There are Gyeongbokgung Palace, Cheongdeokgung Palace, Changgyeonggung Palace, Deoksugung Palace, and Gyeongilgung Palace. And each 5 palaces all have the main building called Popjeon. If you look at this picture, it will be much easier to understand how the main building looks like. The main building is surrounded by corridors called hwarang, and it has large space that looks like a plaza. The space between the main building and corridors is called jojeong, which is the royal court in this palace. Popjeon is the biggest, most beautiful, and authoritative place in the palace, and used for many important occasions. At jojeong, which is the royal court, the ministers gather and participate the morning assembly and the celebration of the new year. Also, it was the place where the important ceremonies and national events took place, especially the new king's coronation, marriage, and funeral. And this is the place where the king receives and greets the ambassadors from other countries in this building. The main buildings' names and their meanings vary in the 5 palaces. First, Gyeongbokgung Palace main building is called Geunjeongjeon. Deciphering each Chinese character's meaning, Geun means diligence, Jeong means politics, and Jeon means the royal building. Combining these words together, the name is the Royal Building of Diligent Politics. We can know that its name carries the message that the king must rule the country very diligently. Second, Cheongdeokgung Palace main building is called Injeongjeon. In stands for benevolence or generosity, which is one of the 5 virtues of Confucianism I mentioned in the last video. Jeong and Jeon each stands for the same meanings above, politics and the royal building. This name carries the message of ruling the country with benevolence towards the people. Third, Changgyeonggung Palace main building is called Myeongjeongjeon. Among its name, Myeong has a meaning of brightness, but also it means awareness and cleanness. And both Jeong and Jeon have meanings the same as the previous ones. Combining the words, the name symbolizes the ruling with uprightness and clean politics. Fourth, Gyeongilgung Palace's main building is called Sungjeongjeon. In its name, the word Sung means honor and respect, and combining the words Jeong and Jeon, its name delivers the message of paying respect and honor while managing the political affairs. I believe this is an attitude of what a leader of a nation somewhere in this world must bear in mind. Finally, the last one is Deoksugung Palace main building, Junghwajeon. And its name is slightly different from the previous 4 palaces, because its name is not related to the politics. In its name, Chunghwa symbolizes the behavior without any bias, which is an important teaching of Confucius included in Jungyong, the doctrine of the mean. This book is considered one of the most important education materials during Joseon Dynasty. These materials are called 사서 삼경, which means 4 books and 3 classics: learning, doctrine of the mean, the analects, and Mencius belong to the 4 books, and the Classic of Poetry, Book of Documents, and Book of Changes belong to the 3 classics. For the next video, we will look at the common features of the main buildings in king's palaces.